Hello and welcome back to the show Decaying Education, where we talk about the erosion of America's educational system. I would like to introduce today's guest. Would you tell the audience what you do for a living? I am a principal of an inner-city high school where students always come first, so we have heard. I would think that being a principal of an inner-city high school must be difficult at times. Yes, it can be difficult. It took me a while to find someone that would come and detail my car while I was working. I meant difficult with respect to doing your job and being a principal. It is extremely difficult sometimes, but as tough as it is, we have one of the highest graduation rates in the area and are very proud of our 97% graduation rate. Yes, I ran into one of your students at a coffee shop. She made up 185 credits in 3 weeks of summer school. Check out the last video if you are not familiar with that reference. I know that student. We are very proud of her working so hard for those 3 weeks and earning all those credits so she will graduate on time. I am very sure she will do good in college. I always see her in the library. She has a very nice beanie. So do you actually believe that she earned almost 3 years worth of credits in just 3 weeks? It seems as if they were given as opposed to earned, and yes, the last 3 principals actually pronounced it library. Seriously. Yes, she earned them, and if it wasn't for students like her working so hard, we would not have one of the highest graduation rates in the area. Please take a look at the graphic behind you, which is from the book The Need for Common Core, which compares your school against another school as well as calling out a lot of the other BS that districts use to make themselves look like they are doing a great job. Are you not appalled by what you see? I will admit I am not happy about that graph. Our graduation rate should be at 100% and not 97%, and we are implementing new grading procedures so that we will get to 100% before other schools in the area do. I was not talking about that. I was making reference to the slight discrepancy in your proficiency rates in both math and English, and yet you have a higher graduation rate. How do you explain that? That is only because both schools take the same Common Core test. Once those tests go away because the new president is against them, then our proficiency rates will go to 100% because districts will be allowed to manage their own testing and our scores will be as high as our graduation rate. So what is your new grading policy that will boost your graduation rate to 100%? Teachers are now going to be required to give a minimum of 50% for every assignment, including tests and quizzes. And what else? That is all. By guaranteeing a minimum of 50%, all students will be within 10% of passing at all times because an F is an F. So let me get this straight. 2 students take a states and capitals quiz. 1 student writes the capital of California is Los Angeles and turns it in, will receive the same credit as a student that actually knows half of their states and capitals. Exactly. That way the student that would have got a 0 will still have a 50%, which will keep them close to passing and help their self-esteem. So you don't think that the student that earned half will not take issue with the student that earned 0 but still received the same credit? No, because the teacher can still write 0 on the quiz or test but just record 50% in the grade book, so the students won't know the same grades will be in the grade book. So a teacher writes 1 score on the quiz but records another in the grade book. Wouldn't that be fraudulent grading? No, because an F is an F, and if we had started this earlier, then that student that worked so hard to make up 185 credits in summer school would not have been so far behind. So an act of grading manipulation is your solution to being the first school in your area to get to that 100% graduation rate? It is not manipulation. Teachers are allowed to write their earned score on an assignment but need to record a minimum of 50% in the grade book. Once again, it seems like rads such as yourself are more concerned with high graduation rates and high self-esteem via giving grades away as opposed to high self-esteem by actually earning a good grade. So why not just make the minimum 60% and guarantee a passing grade for each class so that the students never have to attend class and to just show up 4 years later in June to receive their diploma? I know that sounds like sarcasm, but do you really think that districts are that far away from implementing a policy that guarantees a passing grade for each student? Because the students should feel like they earn their grades, and by making them earn that 10%, it will prepare them for both college and the real world after high school. And there it is. So next time you receive a letter from a school bragging about their graduation rate and wonder how it is possible, here is just one example of how it is achieved. I know Common Core is not perfect, but if some measure of accountability is not put into place, be it Common Core or something else, then chicanery like this will only continue.